Good morning. I'm your host, Alexis, and here's another episode on Lex Gria's podcast. And today's episode is on friendships and relationships. Have you ever had that one friend in the group that got into a serious relationship to the point where you barely see them anymore, you miss them, but then you don't want to cross the boundaries with them in regards of overbearing yourself trying to see them, but simply all you have to do is just say, hey girl, I miss you. When you get a chance, I wanted to link up someday. I wanted to see what your schedule is like, and then you could just start with a conversation like that. So today we are going to discuss on some things on how to balance friendship and relationships, as well as my own personal experience of what I do now and versus what I did before. So let's dive in. So, how I managed to balance my friendship and relationships in the past tense, I didn't do it until I met my fiance, and he actually changed my mindset when it came to going out and just going out clubbing. So I actually took a whole year out of going clubbing, and I slowly after that year of us dating, I actually went back, but it wasn't like back to back like it was last year. But mainly last year, it was mainly because it was I was going to be turned 25, so I was like, I want to go out every month and manage to do that. Crazy me, right? But so now that it is a new year and I have a new mindset and our relationship is stronger than ever. So when it comes to balancing in friendships now, I am more so in tune of making sure I have enough time in the day to spend some type of quality time with my friends, either if it's for an hour or two, and of course scheduling it, because scheduling it is a big factor, because if you just randomly hit someone randomly hit someone up at the last minute, you're either going to get a yes answer or you're going to get a no answer. Most of the time for me, in my case, I'm usually down for whatever, as long as it's not like something too late, because I'm kind of in the mindset of not going out too late anymore like I used to. I kind of want to just do other things and explore other outlets and be able to just kind of have fun in that way with my friends. And of course, with my relationship as well. So we also schedule our date nights as well as our like quality time, like everyday quality time. So it's kind of like in between that. And I would say from the past tense, I would say when it comes to my friendships, I were taking more nights out than daytime. So I would switch that from this year to kind of make it more approachable, where I'm going out and doing other things other than just clubbing, because obviously the club is my go-to, but I am all down for new things. So I kind of also want to influence that with the group of friends that I have at the moment, as well as my relationship. I want to also have that mutual understanding with my partner. And I would say the same for anybody that's out there that has that type of lifestyle where they used to go out and now they're trying to digest. Girl, there is more to it in life than just going out. I will tell you that. Like, there are so many cool things out there you wouldn't even know. And of course, meeting new people and finding new friends on top of your friends that you have or had, or in the past tense, it helps because of the fact that you kind of build a dynamic of things now to do, because one friend likes to do this and another friend likes to do that. So it kind of segues to different outlets versus just one outlet. So, with setting up schedules with my friends, I typically like to make sure that they're available that same week. I usually try to do it maybe 2 weeks in advance or maybe a week depending on their schedule. So I always like, hey, ask them like, hey, do you want to do this? And then of course, they're not going to say yes immediately, especially if they're working and whatnot. Third, so I kind of expect that answer, so I don't get upset. I'm not like that person where I'm like, oh my god, she doesn't want to hang out with me. No, I am very understandable and also very rational when it comes to that stuff. Where I'm like, okay, and then I might hit you up later on that week just to kind of say, hey, I know you said you didn't know. Just simply just communicating that is goes a long way, Is it's not like you want to keep blowing up your friend and say, hey, you want to do this? Hey, you want to do this? Hey, you want to do this? Hey, you want to do that? At that point, then in my sense, I don't know if someone were to get annoyed by that or would they get like, okay, my friend really wants to see me. But we're all adults here. We all have things happening in our lives where we get tied up, and we also have things where we're trying to make change. So, being in a relationship, a lot of people would tell you different stories and different dynamics of how they manage to balance their friendship with their um, relationship on top of that. So, it's kind of like it's kind of in waves, I would say, in my opinion. It's not something that just comes overnight. You kind of have to structurize it yourself. That's why I said setting up the schedule and seeing when your friends are available, as well as making sure that it's appropriate for your partner. Because, of course, your partner doesn't probably want you to be out late at night. They prefer probably you to be out during the day, kind of doing your own thing, and then being home to kind of be there for them, So, in a way, being in a relationship and at the same time as managing with friendships at the same time, it can be challenging, but it doesn't mean that it's impossible. So it we are here to support each other, and as well as keeping your circle small. I feel like, yes, you can have so many friends and so many people you meet, but keeping your circle small, it makes it a lot easier too, in a way, because you can kind of build stronger relationships with the people you have in your life. And it's kind of like the same routine in a way, almost. It's like if they were living with you, like you're living with your partner. So I will say keeping your circle small and setting up a schedule is key, as well as eliminating those friends that are not good and they cause drama. We all have those people where they have something going on or they don't like this person or something is off. So, in that sense, I would say when it comes to any type of friendship fallout or any type of friendship dispute, talk it out. We're adults, but then at the same time, as us being adults and not us being teenagers and children's, you kind of have to make a decision whether this person has a purpose in your life. And yes, that can sound a little bit in a way, I wouldn't say very like bold, but I would say it makes sense because at the end of the day, you are doing the things that you're doing for what is good for you, not for anybody's benefits, Because at the end of the day, friendships are a choice, relationships are a choice, love is a choice, just everything in life is a choice. So it's kind of your decision of what you want to do in those scenarios where you have those type of disputes. But at the end of the day, I feel like you should treat those as a purpose, not a lesson, because we do have those friends that have been there for a while and then we just kind of said, nope, something is not right. And it's not their fault. It's more so just you don't see any kind of concept of growth in this. Like this is not going to help you in the future of what you have stored for the next chapter. And I feel like that's kind of the thing that we And like in this world, I feel like we kind of have to understand that some people are going to go and some people are going to stay. And for the ones that do stay, we have to cherish those moments. We have to take it with like it is a full glass of lemonade, because who doesn't love lemonade? That's just a random thought in my head. But also, following with that, I feel like it's important to kind of make a rational decision instead of an emotional decision, because some people get emotionally upset with their friends and then they say, hey, I don't want to be this with you anymore, or I don't want to be your friend. But it's really hard to just tell someone that you don't want to be their friend anymore, especially if you've been with them for a while. So it's not like that. So I personally have done in the past, and don't judge me, I'm the type of person where I give you one chance to redeem yourself if we are in that type of dispute. But I don't really speak to you, or I don't speak to you at all. And then if you eventually hit me up and say, hey, I want to talk, or you kind of apologize, then I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. Because everybody deserves chances, but there's only so many chances where it's now affecting everything that's surrounded in your life. And then that's where you have to make a decision to say, like, hey, enough is enough. So I want to say that in regards of bad friendships, or even friendships that just fall off and I would say they weren't strong in the first place, because at the end of the day, a real friend, if you have something or a problem, your friend is not going to judge you, or your friend's not going to get upset. They shouldn't get upset if you had to keep it real with them, even though it's not something positive and it's something that's bothering them, or it's something that they kind of need to know, and you kind of been holding it in your chest and you don't want to just come off rude. But if they're your real friend, they wouldn't get upset, because at the end of the day, you're saying it over a stranger saying it. That's how I see it. So moving forward, I would say that anybody that has like that type of dispute, I would say just talk it out. There is no reason for friendships to fall off like that. Like, it has to be something that is negatively affecting you in a way where it's too much. So with also talking, I would say keeping in touch with your friends is key as well, because that would help with building a stronger friendship in a way, versus someone that see someone every day, not every day, but every weekend, and then that's that. They don't hear from them, versus someone that constantly checks up on someone periodically, or even monthly, or even in a years, and they catch up, and then it's just like if they were just meeting for the first time and they're having a blast, or they're forgetting about everything. Those are the type of friendships you want to be around, because I feel like those are the ones that I personally find myself now, where I feel more at ease, where I don't feel so much tension and stress and anxiety, even though I am a ball of overthinking, overwhelm, and all that. Anybody that knows me personally. But I try to have a pure heart and a clear mind when it comes to anything in regards of keeping my friends close, and of course people that I've fallen out. I don't have any issues with any of the people that have fallen out. I just don't think that we saw eye to eye, so that's why that friendship didn't work, and I don't see them as a lesson. I see them as a purpose. So, and there's no bad blood, of course. It was neutral. Let's keep that real. And also, when it comes to people that are getting to new relationships and your friends are now seeing less of you and seeing more of the person that you're with, and as well as they feel like you're moving too fast when you tell them certain news. But at the end of the day, it is your life, not their life. And if your friends are saying stuff like that, I don't think that it's something that is their really input on it, where maybe they might are trying to say they miss you, but they're saying it in the wrong mindset. So I wouldn't take it personally, but obviously have a conversation with them about that. Because honestly, I never had that experience, but I've heard other people have that experience. And with me and my fiance, we actually moved in together within 2 months of us dating, as well as now of us being almost together for 4 years. And I have now been engaged for almost 1 year and about to be 2 years. So I feel like, in a way, it's kind of the same dynamic with that, where you kind of had to step stones of what you want in your friendships and what they should expect from now on versus what they had in the past tense before you got in a relationship. So, with anything like that, I would say that it's very good with the communication, as well as keeping your life private, because sometimes telling so much can like cause tension to someone, and a lot of people feel like having a private life means a happy life. In my opinion, I will say yes, because in the way you don't really have everybody kind of like in your business and knowing everything about what's going on. It's kind of you're in peace versus like out of peace. And with us, of how we keep that peace of mind as a couple, we try to always act like it was our first date or the first time we talked, in regards of keeping the flow going with us, also having friendships with people that we used to hang out, as well as trying to spend that quality time with, and being able to rationalize things in a way where it is now how we pretty much we now have mutual understanding where our relationship is at, and then our friends know it. So then that's where that peace of mind comes in, where they're knowing like the big happy things, and then everything else that you and your partner go through is very quiet and peaceful. And as well as when it comes to our relationships, I feel like with me and my fiance, we done the 2 by 2 by 2 method. Any of you guys that don't know what the 2 by 2 method is, it is a method that we use. I guess we've been using it since we've been together, actually, if I think about it. So it is you take you go out for the evening every 2 weeks. So that can be anything from range of movie, or going out to do like some type of class, or just some type of date. It doesn't have to be anything involving money. It could be something free, but you just go out for the evening. Then you go out every 2 months. So, or every not 2 months. All right, you go out every 2 months, but you go out for the weekend. So that could be like you go on a day trip, you could go on like a mini vacation, in stay or outstate, however you want to do, and it's just for that weekend. Then every 2 years, you go out for the whole week, and you actually go into you go into like a vacation, like you could go to like the Bahamas or something, or you could go out for like a weekend in Vegas, or a week for in Vegas or something like that. So it's every 2 weeks you go out for the evening. Every 2 months you go out for the weekend. Every 2 years you go out for the whole week. So that would be an ideal for anybody that's out there that wants to kind of have that balance with their relationship, of making sure that they're not overstimulate their partner with all these plans, versus you could just plan it out accordingly and do maybe this method. It might work for you because it worked for us. And I would say now that I am in a different mindset and wanting to kind of branch off to new things like dancing, going out to like new restaurants and trying new outlets other than going out, I would say that I'm in that realm now where I am learning that as well as finding new things for me and my partner and being able to branch out to go out to other places. So, like this weekend, we just decided we're going to the African American Museum in DC. So, I'm pretty excited about that. And I feel like that will be a good experience, especially since it is Black History Month. Woo woo! And that is the end of our episode. And I hope to see you guys next week for next week's episode. It is going to be a surprise. I am not going to sneak peek it just yet. I'm going to show you guys probably closer to that day that I release it, which will be Thursday. So stay tuned. And for now, bye.